What is up, guys? Welcome to the first book review of 2021, and I'm really excited to go over the books that I'm going to be doing with you guys. But first, let me say, I know today has been an absolute crazy day. I've been in prayer, lots of prayer, just a little bit of grief too, just over some of the stuff that I'm seeing. So I pray that you guys are doing well and staying safe. I might put a video together tomorrow just on my thoughts, a little bit of that. But today is for the book review, so I wanted to give you guys 5 books that you guys can pick up that I think would be beneficial. So okay, this first one, if you were watched the video on Monday, you would have seen me reference this book, but it's called This Is Marketing by Seth Godin. This one, let's see, it's about 250 pages or so. This book changed I've thought a lot about marketing, just in general. I've thought a lot about branding, sales, etc. I'm in that early stage of the business life. And when I say this book changed my view on who I want to be, what I want to be, why I'm doing these videos now like this, I feel like I got clear, is because he talked about a concept, which this is not all of what the book is about, but he talked about a concept called the smallest viable market. And pretty much, you're not going for everyone, when you're just going for the smallest audience that works. If people reject you, that's okay, because you weren't for them. And really figuring out who, you are as a brand. This book is tremendous. The subtitle is "You Can't Be Seen Until You Learn to See." And I think there's a lot of empathy at play here, with what he talks about with marketing, especially in today's day and age, how, so many marketers are shoving ads down people's throats, and, they're not making friends with people, which also, that's another one that I'm going to go into. So anyways, if you want to learn marketing, branding, there's more to learn than obviously what's in this book, but this is going to be a great starting place for you. It's called This Is Marketing. This next one, it's called The Constitution Explained by Atwood. It looks like this, at least this is the copy that I have. This one is about, it's about 180 pages or so, something like that, yeah, around 180 pages. And I really like this book as well. I think, like a lot of people in 2020, I started reading the Constitution a lot more. I read the Declaration of Independence, just started reading a lot of these founding documents a lot more, just because of everything that was going on and, whatnot. So I just wanted to educate myself more. And this guy, Atwood, he really did a good job at explaining not only the history of the Constitution and the founding fathers and whatnot, but he also goes into describing what each article meant, what each section meant. And I feel like he did a very good job at summarizing and giving background, giving details. So if you've read the Constitution, you're like, okay, great, I've read it. Not a whole lot more to see. Well, I think he would beg to differ with that. And so I think it's a good book just to add if you are looking for just some more knowledge on the Constitution. So it's called The Constitution Explained by Atwood. Okay. Let's see. This next one that I'm going to do is called The Bible and the Future by Anthony Hoekema, or Hoekema. I don't know how to pronounce that. It looks like this, The Bible and the Future. This book is a 300-page, very scholarly book. So when I say, if you want to study the end times from a biblical point of view, this is a fantastic, I'm sure there's a lot of other great resources, but this is a fantastic book to read. Now, if you would not consider yourself an avid reader, what I would do is I would take this one chapter a day. Don't try and sit down and read it, because you might be overwhelmed. But that doesn't mean go away from this book just because it's a long, thorough, small print, 300-page type of book. I would highly suggest picking up this book. I think you'll get a lot of clarity, not only on the different positions that Christians hold on the end times, but maybe clarify your own position a little bit more. I think he does a great job going into the history, going into the implications of each view, going into why some of the views are more plausible than others. So again, I thoroughly enjoyed reading this. Gave me a lot better understanding of what the Bible says about end times, and then how to interpret that as well. So again, The Bible in the Future by Anthony Hoekema. Looks like that. Okay, this one I alluded to before when I was talking about friendships and marketing and whatnot, but this one's called Permission Marketing by Seth Godin, and it's subtitled Turning Strangers into Friends and Friends into Customers. So it's like that. So a big part that I picked up in this book was just the idea of our interaction. So if in the advertising world, if we're just going to go based off of data and numbers, it is so short-sighted is what he's pretty much saying here, because we're not considering the effects or the ramifications of what an improper type of advertisement would be. So if we are just constantly shoving our message down people's throats and we're not really getting to know them, we're not welcoming the strangers into our community and slowly cultivating that relationship with them, giving them value, and just adding, it's like a friendship, he's saying, then we're missing out. Because if we're only going to go on the sales side of things and look at the numbers, okay, I advertise this for every 1,000 people, this is how many sales I had, okay, great, keep churning, but you're not focused on the community that you're building, it's very, very short term. And so one of the things that I liked about this one was almost the community-based friendship type of marketing that he is saying to cultivate over the long term. So although the other one would be my number one in terms of between these two books, this book was a great add-on as well, and I think it would be very beneficial. Well, I think anything written by Seth Godin is beneficial to read, but yeah, especially this one. So, and then I think this one's around like 230 or something like that. Yeah, 230, 240. But it's Permission Marketing by Seth Godin. Okay, this last one. So this last one's a big book here, but it's a 7-in-1. All 7 of these books are good. This time I'm going to specifically only reference one, and it is called Humility. Let's see here. Okay, never mind. It's not in this one. I picked up the wrong one. This has 7 good ones by Andrew Murray here, but I will say this. There is a book called Humility. I have it in my bookshelf somewhere. That is a very, very small read. Very small read. But to this day, it's one of the most referenced books that I have in my own life. And in that book, it's Humility by Andrew Murray, by the way. Humility by Andrew Murray. This is his name right here, Andrew Murray. And in that book, here's what I love about his story. So he was a preacher and whatnot, and did all the stuff. But I think when he was 80 years old, he eventually stopped preaching and started writing down all this stuff so that it could be in word form and that people could go and take it, study it in their homes and whatnot. And the reason why I love this is because at the end of his life, he starts just writing down all this wisdom, all these different lessons, which obviously turn into a lot of books. 7 of them are right here, listed right there. And then the other one I have in my room. He has even many more than that, but I've only read 8 of them or so. But humility is it is one of the chief attributes that the Christian should seek to have in life. And I think from 14 years old, that was like when I got saved and whatnot, and when I came to faith in Jesus, I became very, very knowledge oriented, and I love learning Christian apologetics. I love learning, creation versus evolution type of stuff, and any of those arguments, or it just got very apologetic. So like the defense of the faith and whatnot. And I think going into college, I learned a lot more about the supremacy of love, and part of what love is having humility. And so again, knowledge became good, but not first at all for me. It really took a backseat to that. And it showed me, knowledge without love, it'll just puff you up and become very prideful. And I think I was very prideful and whatnot. And I think partially probably still. So that's one of the reasons why I love that book, and I love referencing and whatnot. So anyways, it's called Humility by Andrew Murray. Fantastic book. Could not recommend it enough. If you read one book It's literally only over 100 pages or something like that. In 2021, Humility by Andrew Murray. Again, so just to recap, Permission Marketing by Seth Godin, The Bible in the Future by Anthony Hoekema, The Constitution Explained by Harry Atwood, and then This is Marketing by Seth Godin. So again, any of those are great reads. Let me know if you guys have read any of those before, what you guys' thoughts on those are, or if you guys are reading anything good right now, let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Again, probably be on the lookout tomorrow for that video that I'm gonna create, just with my thoughts that I've been thinking about with today with all the craziness going on. So, all right guys, I'll see you tomorrow.